In this video, we're going to import from a doc file found in Word. So let's begin here. First thing we do is press this button and it will allow us to create a new project. From this project, we're going to select import from Word. It must be a Docx file. So we'll click on that and then I'm going to upload it from my hard drive. And so we'll go over here and see if we can find the file that I'm looking for. And it's right here. Let's see. The very next move is extremely important because we want to move that into the draft editor. So the way we do that is just select a template, click next, save as a draft. Now what's going to happen is it's going to pull all of that content that's now been imported. It's going to take that content, it's going to move it from the memory of the platform into the draft editor. Now I'm not going to do anything special with this. What I'm going to do now is simply save it. And I'm going to use it like this, okay? I'm not going to add anything else to it. I'm just going to save as a draft. Now, I've taken that from the importer and moved it into the draft editor, so there's no reason to be in the importer now. I'm going to move over to the draft editor, and I'm going to click over here. Now, because I just did that, I need to hit refresh and let it refresh so it can find that file, and there it is. Now I'm going to open that file up. I'm going to take a look at it. Now I have two options. I can do this full screen or I can eliminate the full screen and I can do it the other way. But right now what I'm going to do is I want to open it up in not in the full screen mode but in the half screen mode like this because that's my preference. Now there's a bunch of stuff in here that I can't use. Like this is a table of contents. I know it came from the Docx file and I know that it said that it had a table of contents. That table of contents is going to get in the way inside the formatter. We're going to take the template in the formatter and we're going to use it to create a table of contents. We're not going to use the table of contents that was there. So we'll get that out of the way. We're going to basically use the editor here. And this should be not a paragraph, but it should be a heading. So I'm now designating what the contents of the containers are going to be when it goes into the formatter. So I'm going to do that basic editing right here so that when it gets to the formatter, everything's going to work like I intend for it to work, okay? I don't need the formatting. It's only going to get in the way. The formatting from the Docx is only going to get in the way. So let's take a look at this. This is section 1. I don't want that to be anything more than that, okay? We'll take all of these and we'll turn them into, we're designating the containers here, all right? And it's important that you make sure that your containers are properly designated by using the formatting tool inside the editor. All right, this allows us to be able to do things correctly here. All right, bunch of extra stuff here. So I'm going to eliminate that and I'm going to eliminate this. This came from the footer of the previous document. So now I'm going to designate this. I'm going to change this to heading 3. We're going to go through and we're determining what the contents of the containers are going to be. Because the formatter is going to take paragraphs and make them paragraphs. It's going to take headers and make them headers. And you don't want to be doing that inside of the platform, inside of the formatter. You want to do that inside of the editor. That's the place to do this work at, because then your results are going to be far better if you do it like this. Okay, so we're just going to go through and I'm going to do each one of these so that you get a chance to see just how much work is involved in this, because it's not a lot, but we're trying to get amazing results, and amazing results sometimes comes as a result of a little bit of work. So we're going to go through here and designate these things so that I'm picking where these containers are going to go, okay? Keep scrolling down here. What else do we have? Okay, here we go. This is going to be a little bit different because, let's see, what was that again? All right, this is an H3 tag. And this is a list that came over from Word, but it doesn't look right as a list. I'm going to go up here and click, and I'm going to make that an unordered list like this, okay? because when I click on this, it's not, the program's not identifying it as a list. So what I have to do in order to make that work is I have to make that an ordered list. What I may discover is that this list might be too long and I might want to break it up. But I'm going to import it first into the formatter and find out. Okay, so that'll be the first thing that I do. And I'm going to go through and do every one of these because I want you to see this is not, we're not talking about difficult work, we're talking about the things that we have to do in order to make the formatter do the magic that it was intended to do. And if you don't take the time to do this properly here, then what happens is you get inside the formatter and you go, now what am I going to be able to do? I'm going to have to do too much work inside the formatter. So this is going to work amazingly well for you if you'll just take this step, and it will save you tons of time inside of the formatter. Your work inside the formatter should be done in less than 10 minutes. And this isn't a great deal of work that has to be done, but it is work that has to be done. Okay? Especially if you want to get amazing results. And that's what we're after, is amazing results. Now, I already know that this is probably going to take more than a single container. So what I'm going to do is split it right now. And I'm going to do that to split it. Now I'm going to save it. And I have now saved my work, okay? So this is, when I go back here, open this up, then you're going to see that all of those container designations have been done and all of that's ready, okay? Now I can import it into the formatter by clicking on Create the Project from the draft. And I'm going to open it up. I'm not going to spend any time there, but I do want you to see this, and then later we're going to show how to format it inside of the formatter. Now this is where I'm going to go through here and I'm going to identify the template that I want to use. All right, I'm going to give it a name. I can put a URL right here, but I'm just going to hit next this time around because I want you to see how it looks inside of the formatter. Now, notice I have the headings designated. These are paragraphs as they're supposed to be. These are headings. And when I click on one of these, notice it has an H3 tag here. When I click on this one, it has an H3 tag here. So it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Now I don't have any work to do inside of the formatter. If I want to throw a page break in here someplace, I can do that, and I'll show you how to do that in another video. But I want you to see this gave me the results that I was looking for. Now let's go down here and take a look at those that list container that I was talking about. And see, there's the list. This is a list, and it shows this as a whole unordered list, is that container right there. And then I've split it because I knew it was going to take up more than that. And then here's the other one as well. So now I may find that I have to split this a little bit differently, and we'll do that in the editor. We will not do it inside the formatter. We'll do it inside of the editor. Okay, that's how you format from that's how you edit a doc file from Word. Makes it really easy, but you're applying the contents to the proper containers in the editor. You're not doing it inside of here, because inside of here, it gets very complicated. Okay?